The second presidential debate turned into a verbal brawl. A CSUN student organization held an election fair to encourage students to learn about the issues on the November ballot. The Los Angeles Rams teams up with the Los Angeles Food Bank for a charity event.
This is Valley View News.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Abri Preciado.
And I'm Dana Lights.
The second presidential debate is being called one of the nastiest presidential debates in history. Much of the evening, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump argued and exchanged personal attacks on each other's character and fitness for office. Some analysts said Trump appeared to be less prepared and Clinton seemed less dominant and ignored many of Trump's comments. A CNN poll showed that 57% of people watching the debate thought Clinton won compared to the 34% thinking Trump won. Trump was asked about a 2005 video of him making offensive sexual comments about women.
What we all saw and heard on Friday was Donald talking about women, what he thinks about women, what he does to women.
Trump attempted to minimize the issue, saying it was locker room talk. Clinton was asked about her use of a private server for official emails when she was U.S. Secretary of State. She said that no confidential information is in the wrong hands.
As the presidential election approaches, Associated students organize a political fair in front of the Oviatt Library for the student body. Valley View News reporter Michael Serrano has more on the event.
CSUN's Associated students hosted hundreds of people at their big politics fair in front of the Oviatt Library. The fair was organized to inform and encourage students to vote in this year's presidential election. The official college Democrats chapter for CSUN has been around since the 1970s.
Well, the fact that we're the only political club on campus doesn't make it very competitive per se. It doesn't kind of bring up the political atmosphere around CSUN. I wish it did. That's something that I really want and I hope does happen because it'll hopefully get more people involved because everyone around here has different ideologies. Not everyone on campus here is a Democrat. We have Republicans, we have Libertarians, Green parties, whatever it may be.
Proposition booths encircled the area and helped explain the different measures that will be on the November ballot. Students, event organizers, and faculty alike attended the bustling political fair. Within the first hour of the event, Green Party presidential candidate Jill Stein addressed the crowd on multiple issues.
We call for an emergency jobs program that will solve the emergency of climate change. Solve them both at once with a Green New Deal, like the New Deal that got us out of the Great Depression.
The CSUN Political Science Student Association was also in attendance. The PSSA actively seeks to serve political science majors through workshops and networking opportunities. Above all, however, they want students to be more involved with politics.
The PSSA, our primary mission is just to endeavor more involvement in politics for the local student body. This event right here is kind of the vision I see for the campus, which is a thriving political community of various clubs.
With the election only a few weeks away, it's events like Big Politics here in CSUN that are helping students be more informed on the propositions and the candidates for the November ballot. In Northridge, Michael Serrano, Valley View News.
2 Palm Springs officers are dead after responding to a disturbance call. Jose Gilbert Vega and Leslie Sarabni were the first to respond after a woman called to report her son was causing a disturbance. John Felix opened fire when the officers tried to coax him out of the house. Vega and Zarebny were rushed to a hospital where they died from their wounds. The deaths brought residents to Palm Springs together for a candlelight vigil in honor of the officers. There was also a memorial outside of the police department where people paid their respect. Felix was arrested early Sunday morning and booked on 2 counts of murder.
A CSUN biology team says it's discovered a new cancer research method.
Their research was published in the journal OncoTarget. Here's Morgan Bertolotti with more.
Welcome to Studio B. This is Morgan Bertolotti. I'm sitting with CSUN biology professor Jonathan Kelber. How are you today, Jonathan?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Thanks for coming. Jonathan, along with 2 graduate students, have developed a novel method for extracting genetic data out of archived pancreatic cancer tissue. So extracting this information out of these cancer samples has been a major bottleneck in oncology research until now. You use the microhomogenizer. How does this effectively free the trapped molecular information?
When a cancer patient goes into the doctor and they effectively remove the tumor, that tissue is sent to the pathology lab, and the pathologist fixes the tissue, and then they embed it in a formalin-fixed paraffin block. That's great for the pathologist, but for future studies on that tissue, it makes it very difficult. And so what we've discovered is that our collaborators at Claremont Biosolutions, they have produced this really great tool. It's called a microhomogenizer. And the tool disrupts the tissue, and it disrupts the paraffin and breaks it apart. And we believe that what's happening then is it's freeing or liberating more of the molecular information.
What are some of the challenges that you face when using the formalin-fixed paraffin embedded cubes?
When you formalin fix anything, the goal is to kill it and to fix it, as the name implies. And what that does is it cross-links a lot of the biomolecules. When those cross-linking steps occur, it prevents downstream applications which require the liberation of these biomolecules. But they've been really inefficient. So our method, I think, improves quite significantly the efficiency with which we are able to get out these important biomolecules for downstream study.
Well, I understand there are two different types of environments. There's a subcutaneous environment versus the orthotopic. Can you kind of explain the differences and the challenges in there?
We want to study the cancer cells. We want to evaluate what genes are contributing to the cancer. And one of the ways we do this is by putting human cancer cells into animal models and studying how the cancer cells grow, how they divide, how they spread or metastasize, as we call it. We decided to apply this new FFPE RNA extraction protocol using microhomogenizer to discern the differences between gene expression or genes being turned off or on when the cancer cells are in the orthotopic microenvironment versus the subcutaneous. And we saw very, very striking differences. It really supports the idea that we need to be studying these cancer cells under the most physiological systems possible.
And you mentioned that you've been working on this for about 4 years. Where do you go from here?
We know that there are tens of millions of these FFPE samples around the world. And so the more samples we can access and the more data we can produce on a large scale from these samples, we'll get a better picture of what otherwise is a really devastating disease, pancreatic cancer.
So when might some patients see benefits from this?
Timing-wise, I think, it could be on the diagnostic side, it could be as early as, a year to 5 years. On the kind of prognostic side, where you're predicting based on gene expression and how to treat patients based on their specific disease, I'm thinking maybe more 10 to 20 years. It takes time for these types of advances to progress through the proper channels and to be available for clinical use.
Thank you for joining us here today. This has been Jonathan Kelber, CSUN biology professor, and this is Morgan Bertolotti in Studio B. Back to you in the studio.
The gentrification of neighborhoods is something people often disagree about in the Los Angeles area. Dejanay Howard has more on the areas being gentrified and the effects and benefits of it.
Places in Los Angeles became gentrified throughout the 2 decades and still are going through changes. Gentrification is when urban neighborhoods are renovated and middle-class residents migrate into the areas. Areas that are being affected by gentrification right now are Venice, Playa Vista, Arlington Heights, and more. Gentrification affects people of lower income and often result in displacement of these lower income families. Los Angeles homeowner Carolyn Cunningham talks about how this redevelopment is affecting her.
It's not right that I live here and I'm paying, for my house, and then all of a sudden everything gonna go up because somebody else moved into the neighborhood. It's not fair. It just ain't fair for the people that's already live here and bought their house. They've been here for a long time.
CSUN graduate student Dane Nguyen says there are positive and negative sides to gentrification.
I think it's great that you can beautify a city. I think having all these different types of stores and open spaces is fantastic. It also includes a higher tax bracket and tax rate into the city government.
Researchers say this change is happening mostly by light rail and subway projects. In Los Angeles, Dejanay Howard, Valley View News.
CSUN has over 50 different clubs and organizations. Among those are clubs that promote the success of African American students. These organizations get together every year and have a welcome party for the new students. Valley View News reporter Ebony Hardiman has more on the story.
Welcome Black is an annual event on the campus of Cal State Northridge. It's hosted by the Black Student Union and the Black Leadership Council. They collectively call themselves the Black Matadors. Every year, the event includes free food, performances, and tabling from different organizations on campus. President of the African Student Organization, Olivia Njuki, says she's grateful for the event.
It actually helps Black students know what's going on campus. I actually previously came here from Valley College in 2006. I'm a returning CSUN student. We didn't have this 10 years ago. So it was actually incredible, and I stayed for the whole thing. And it was good to know other organizations on campus because we didn't have this opportunity years ago.
Welcome Black is an event for the organizations on campus to make themselves known to the incoming freshmen and transfer students, but also to create a sense of unity among them. Some of the organizations present include the student chapter of the NAACP, the Black Student Union, and Black Greek letter organizations such as Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. The event is also a place where students can go to find out what resources are available to them. Sisterhood and the Black Male Initiative are two of these resources. BMI President Dominic Bird says it's important for students to know that there are Black organizations on campus.
With you knowing the Black orgs on campus, you're going to get in touch with other minorities on campus, which is going to help them, advance, get through college, and potentially graduate.
As the first big event of the school year, Welcome Black sets a precedent and lets all students on campus know the Black organizations are here. Reporting from Northridge, Ebony Hardiman, Valley View News.
Officials say Hurricane Matthew has caused more deaths and damage than originally predicted. The death toll for the U.S. is now at 21, while the death count for the Caribbean is well over 300. Rescue teams worked in North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, and Georgia to assess damage and move people to safety. In North Carolina, at least 1,500 people were stranded by the flooding. There were also major power outages. Over 1 million people were left without electricity. Duke Energy says residents could be without power for a week.
A car bomb in Turkey has killed 10 soldiers and 8 civilians outside a military station. The country's prime minister called the bombing a terrorist attack. The Turkish army said it was the work of the Kurdistan Workers' Party, also known as the PKK. Turkey, the UN, and the U.S. have labeled the PKK as a terrorist group. The blast left a crater 50 feet wide and more than 20 feet deep. The bombing also left 27 people wounded.
Nestle has recalled one of its popular desserts after it tested positive for listeria. Nestle said its contaminated drumstick ice cream cones were found at its facility in Bakersfield. A recall was announced for the Drumstick Club Variety Pack and the 24 Vanilla Pack made between August 31st and September 17th. Nestle says the ice cream was shipped by mistake. There were no immediate reports of people sickened by the product.
College students often say they struggle to find healthy food on campus. Experts say it can happen because many students don't know they have the options. Valley View News reporter Stephanie Bedoya has more on the story.
Here in Cal State Northridge, there is a wide variety of food options the campus has to offer, but many students find it hard to eat healthy. CSUN student Lizbeth Morales says it's hard if you aren't aware of how to choose healthier options.
I am not aware of any other calories. I think we should be more aware, and we would make better choices based on that.
A way students can become more aware of nutrition options is through the peer nutrition counseling service offered here on campus.
They take a series of courses the whole time they are here, concentrating on teaching them the basics and the intricacies of nutrition and biology and chemistry of it. The very end of their didactic program, they are ready to start one-on-one counseling with the students here.
CSUN student Grace Higgins says she's always in a hurry to class, so having more variety of healthy foods that students like would help her choose better.
I don't have a lot of time. I'll just grab what I can, and it's usually not like the healthiest stuff that CSUN offers, like there's Panda Express and Burger King.
It's easy to get tempted by unhealthy foods, with sodas or chips being a quick snack, but Professor Elizabeth says students can eat healthy by choosing salads from Arbor Grill or shakes from Shake Smart.
If students want to learn more about the Pure Nutrition Counseling Service or healthier food options campus has to offer, students could either visit the Student Health Center, which is located right behind me, or the Oasis Center for more information. In Northridge, this is Stephanie Bedoya for Valley View News.
Coming up next, find out which team swept in the American League's divisional series.
Patriots quarterback Tom Brady is back from his suspension.
And the Rams continue to dominate their return season in Los Angeles.
Ms. Stevens, I just wiped malware off our system. People have got to stop clicking unsolicited email links and downloading free software unless it's from a trusted source.
Sounds great.
We need a data backup plan in a separate location in case we get hacked.
We need to focus on making profits, not spending them.
Learn to protect yourself from ransomware. If you become a victim, contact your local FBI office.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
So, what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Lots of excitement is happening in the sports world this week. Here's Vanessa Cortez with the latest.
Thank you, Dana. The Rams coming to Los Angeles is not only bringing a football team to the city, but good fortune to those in need. Valley View News reporter Gabrielle Ortega takes us to the tasty event that benefits families of hunger.
The Los Angeles Rams and the LA Food Bank have partnered to host the inaugural Taste of NFL event. The event drew in a big crowd to people who wanted to donate, mingle with the NFL team, and sample plates from top chefs in LA. The silent auction and $10,000 check made out by the general manager were expected to bring in big bucks for the food bank.
We have a bunch of silent auction items here tonight. We have a bunch of signed memorabilia from players. We've got Todd Gurley jersey, Eric Dickerson helmets, among other things.
This charity event has become a great way for players to give back to their new Los Angeles home. Rams tight end Corey Harkey is proud to help the families in need.
It's obviously for a great cause, and anything that we could do to help out the community and to give back, really, it's just a good thing.
The Rams have raised nearly $1 million to fight hunger in the past 13 years in St. Louis. Los Angeles Food Bank CEO Michael Flood is excited to be their new partner for this charity.
We really appreciate the support from the LA Rams, and the proceeds of this event are going to help us tremendously fight hunger in our local community. We're serving people throughout Los Angeles County, and unfortunately many people are struggling to provide food for themselves and their family. So this event will go a long way in helping that.
More than 600 agencies partner with the LA Food Bank to contribute food directly to families in Los Angeles area. With this event tonight, 97% of the proceeds will go directly to program services. At the Globe Theater, I'm Gabrielle Ortega with Valley View News.
The Toronto Blue Jays have knocked the Texas Rangers out of the postseason. The Blue Jays swept the Rangers, beating them in a 5-game divisional series. The final game wasn't short on drama. Tied 6-6, the game went into extra innings. Rangers second baseman Rougned Odor made a bad throw to first base in the 10th inning. Toronto scored the game-winning run. The Blue Jays advanced to the American League Championship Series, where they will face either the Cleveland Indians or the Boston Red Sox. Tom Brady has come back with a bang after serving his 4-game suspension. He led the Patriots to a high-scoring win over the Cleveland Browns. The Patriots quarterback guided his team to touchdowns on their first 3 drives. Brady completed an impressive 28 of 40 passes for 406 yards. Brady's return helped the Patriots hit a season high of 501 yards in a single game. Brady was suspended last year during the 2015 AFC Championship after he and the Patriots were accused of tampering with footballs. The LA Rams fell to the Buffalo Bills 30-19 on Sunday at the Memorial Coliseum. That snapped LA's 3-game winning streak. Rams running back Todd Gurley ran for 108 yards, but that wasn't enough. Bills quarterback Tyrod Taylor threw a line drive to wide receiver Justin Hunter, giving the Bills a 7-3 lead. Gurley rushed for a 3-yard touchdown, tying the game 13-13 at halftime. Casey Keenum went for 21 of 31 for 271 yards and 2 interceptions. Tavon Austin had 7 receptions, 459 yards, and added 26 yards. Rushing on 3 carries, the LA Rams will be traveling to Detroit to face the Lions. The CSUN men's soccer team lost 2-1 against UC Santa Barbara. Both goals from the Gauchos came early in the first half. The Matadors cut the lead down to 1 before the half, but it was not enough to rally a comeback. CSUN is now 2-1-1 in the Big West and 5-4-2 in regular season standings. Hopefully they can bring home the win next time. Now back to you.
Thanks, Vanessa. Hidden cash under the Santa Monica Pier. Hear why hundreds of people took part in the $1,000 scavenger hunt.
And Billy Bush has been suspended from the Today Show.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
La 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 la, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Come on, let's go.
Just a minute, I gotta finish this.
Wait, you're gonna post those pictures of Mary?
Yep. She thinks she's so hot.
But her mom and dad will see them. Her grandmother, her little sister, everyone she knows, it's gonna kill her.
Who cares? Just a couple of pictures. It's no big deal.
No big deal? Don't. This has gotta stop.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
If you're headed to the movies this weekend, make sure to check out what's doing well in the box office. Here's Arabella Hernandez with the latest in entertainment.
Thanks, Abril. The #1 movie in the box office for the past week is The Girl on the Train. The first weekend has brought over $24 million. The big blockbuster features Emily Blunt. Many experts predicted that the movie The Birth of the Nation would be the top attraction, but The Girl on the Train sold 3 times more tickets. Netflix is going to run a revival of one of the most popular sitcoms in recent years. Gilmore Girls revival, A Year in the Life, will be one of the 7 new shows premiering on Netflix next month. Fans of the show got to celebrate the 16th anniversary of the original premiere. Valley View News reporter Celine Zavala has more on the story.
Netflix is promoting the new Gilmore Girls reboot by transforming 200 coffee shops around the United States into the show's beloved Luke's Diner. The Common Sea in Studio City is one of the locations for the show's pop-up shop. The first 250 customers get a free cup of joe. Luke's Diner opened their doors at 7 a.m., and some longtime fans said they knew what time they had to get in line to get their cup of coffee.
Since about 4:45, 4:30 this morning.
About an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, we got here at like 5:45. Since 6, I think. Yeah, since 6 this morning. Yeah, we left at like 5 this morning, so we've been up for a while.
The pop-up shop has created more business than usual for the Common Sea. The line to get coffee was more than a mile long. More than 400 customers were served by 10 a.m., and the Common Sea marketing manager, Savannah Ryan, says she's excited for the event to bring new customers.
We've been here for about a year, a little over a year, and now, there are thousands of people that will know about our cafe that may, not have known about it.
Fans are not the only ones excited for the Luke's Diner replicas. Aris Alvarado, who plays Caesar in the show, says he's excited to take time out of his day to serve some lucky fans coffee.
It was like my first speaking role, so being back on set and being behind the counter at Luke's Diner was very nostalgic, and it felt good.
Netflix gave Gilmore Girls fans the full Stars Hollow experience, one coffee at a time.
The new 4-part premiere of Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life streams on Netflix November 25th. In Studio City, Celine Zavala, Valley View News.
The Today Show is missing a familiar face. Anchor Billy Bush has been suspended from the NBC morning show. The Washington Post published footage from 2005 of presidential candidate Donald Trump and Bush making vulgar comments about women. In the video, Trump can be heard telling Bush that he unsuccessfully tried to seduce Access Hollywood co-host Nancy O'Dell. Trump can also be heard making graphically sexual remarks about groping other women. O'Dell released a statement to Bush and Trump stating that everyone deserves respect no matter the setting or gender, and that she is saddened that this still exists in our society. Bush is suspended until further review. Actor Robert De Niro lashed out at presidential candidate Donald Trump in a video that was released Friday. The interview was for a campaign in which celebrities urged people to vote in this year's election. What was meant to be neutral ended up highly opinionated. De Niro called Trump at least 10 negative names in less than a minute.
He's a punk, he's a dog, he's a pig, he's a con, a artist, a mutt.
The producers decided to exclude De Niro's video in the campaign because it was supposed to be nonpartisan. That's all for entertainment. Now back to you.
Cash doesn't grow on trees, but you might find it in the sand. A scavenger hunt took place this weekend at the Santa Monica Pier. The grand prize was $1,000 in cash. Scavenger hunters were told to download the app Metaverse, which would help provide clues on where the money was hidden. Over 1,600 people showed up to hunt for the money. The scavenger hunt was put together by a group called Hidden Cash LA.
Thank you for watching. I'm Abril Preciado.
And I'm Dana Lights. We'll see you next week.